What up? What up? Welcome to another week of Behind the Boot, a Louisiana sports podcast where you can get everything Saints related, Pelicans related, LSU, football, basketball, baseball, whatever it is in Louisiana sports, we got y'all covered. This is episode 10. If y'all came back and y'all rocking with us another week, we appreciate y'all for coming through. It's another light week, man. It's the off season everywhere. Pell season over. Saints and LSU football hadn't started up yet, so another slow week. But we gonna try our best to give y'all a good show. We started off a little light, man. How y'all fellas doing?
Cooling, man. Just cooling, Ryan. Just cooling.
Feel it? How you doing, Jared? How you feeling over there?
Same cat, Mackins.
That's real. So we gonna start it off a little light, man. I know there's not too much going on, but we gonna check in with them boys down there at Tiger Stadium. What's up with this drama with uh Gilbert?
Well, it's been a big uh, dumpster fire. Well, I wouldn't say dumpster fire, but it's been a big shit since last year when he decided to opt out and quit on his team. I say he quit on his team, but that's just me. Maybe I'm biased, but after he quit on his team in the middle of the season and decided to take a leave of absence due to some family issues back home in Georgia. So, well, we all figured, everyone probably, figured that he was going to probably find his way back to Georgia eventually. He first committed to Florida last year. Then all of a sudden he decommitted from Florida and thinking about going to Tennessee. And then Tennessee fired their head coach. And then there's rumors swirling around that he was still taking visits to LSU. He was still undecided. And then now last week or this week, Monday, I think Monday or Tuesday, he said that he's going back home because he feel like that's the best spot for him. Which, I mean, everybody kind of figured that out anyway. So really no big surprise. But talented guy, unicorn talent. You know, whenever he's playing, he has the potential to be the next Kyle Pitts. So that's just if he plays. But good luck to the young man. You know, hopefully he can stay on the field. You know, and but it's still fuck him. Go Tigers.
See, I actually got a question for y'all. So what y'all think that do for draft stock? Because if I'm an NFL owner and I see that he having all these problems being away from home and being away from family, what happened if you not the Atlanta Falcons? Like, do you draft him to your team if let's say you Seattle, somewhere way across the country? Do you want to draft a guy that's proven to have all these problems being away from home? Because it's not like he's a young kid in that sense, but he's not far away from the next level. So what y'all if you a team that's not in Georgia, would you take a chance on somebody like that?
No, we're talking about like a 19-year-old here, man. So who knows what's going on in this man's head? I mean, as far as we know, he came with his family issues, but it might have been a girl broke his heart or some kind of stupid stuff like that. You never know with these kids, man. They sensitive, man, and it's just the type of the world we live in, overly sensitive world. Everybody feels played, and they think with their emotions on their sleeve and all that. Um, my thing is, if you never wanted to leave Georgia in the first place, and if you want to stay closer to home, that should have been what you should have did from the jump. You felt that being close to home was better for you, you could have did that from the jump. You know what I'm saying? That's my thing. Because Ed overly, overly compensated for this guy. I wouldn't say compensated, but he looked out for Eric Gilbert. He made sure his parents always was able to come see him play. It was a pandemic, so I mean, he still made sure they were there to come see him play. He accommodated him like he did anything he asked. He even like you don't got no stripes. You was a freshman, a true freshman at that, and you can say you gonna opt out. You got something to prove out here. Just because you're a 5-star don't mean nothing. A 5-star can go undrafted. You ain't proved nothing in college yet. You caught a couple of passes, and you gonna opt out on your team when your team needs you the most. Like you could have been going into next year. You could have proved yourself because you really didn't get a chance because it was really hard for them to get a rhythm with all these different quarterbacks. Like, you'd have gone to next year like being like having a good rapport with both of these quarterbacks, and you could have had a monster year. Now, if you want to sell out your junior year and you had a monster year, I could respect that. But you had no clout to do that. You just having a little clout off of your high school career and what you are as a 5-star recruit. But if you look in the NFL, there's very little 5-star recruits that's makes it in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? If you look at it, like there's very few 5-star recruits that make it in the NFL. You know why? Because they have this sense of entitlement when they come out of high school and they get to college, and everybody is just as good as you.
Yeah, well, I
Especially
think
these big schools.
yeah,
Everybody just as good as you, bro.
once you make it to that level, the thing that separate, you know, the good from the great is work ethic, because everybody talented. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Especially once you make to the NFL level, like collegiate, obviously everybody can play, but even the majority of college players won't make it to the pro level. You know what I mean? So I think at least to me, it appeared that it's like a work ethic type thing. Like I think he just wasn't as committed to the game. You know what I mean? So, which I don't want to speak because I don't know too much about his situation. Like he honestly could have had like some legit family emergency stuff, but just speculating, if it was like a chick that broke his heart back home, or he just felt a little homesick, that can't be enough to quit on your team. You know what I mean? So still
Facts.
best of luck to that guy. I mean, I hope he sees success with wherever he go, but you can't
Um,
quit on your team like that.
hey, wherever you go, though, I mean, I hope he gets over his homesickness because there's no way in the hell he's going to Atlanta. Atlanta just drafted Kyle Pitts. So
Yeah.
if he so happens to ball out, I mean, which is probably be in the next 2 years that he's draft eligible, this Atlanta not picking two tight ends, bro, in the first round. So
Yeah. And you never know, man. Maybe when contracts start flying and that type of thing, it shifts your mindset a little bit, it motivates you to do some extra stuff. But we'll see, man. Best of luck to that guy. I'll check him out wherever you go. You know what I'm saying? I wish you could have stayed with LSU, but it is what it is, man.
indeed.
Unless y'all had something else on that, y'all was good.
Uh, nah. I mean, we can. I was gonna say something about
Anything?
the depth, but we can go into that another episode whenever we start getting close to the season about the tight end depth and everything.
Okay, cool. So, I guess some other news is that the baseball coach at LSU, Paul Mainieri, that how you say his name?
Indeed,
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he hanging it up.
the goat.
Yeah.
Man, fair word to one of the best college baseball managers to ever play. Not
Whoa,
play, but coach.
whoa,
To
man,
coach.
whoa. Come on, now you're
What?
forgetting about Skip Bertman here. Come on.
I said one. I
Oh,
said one
okay,
of the
one,
best.
one of. All right, all right, all right.
I mean, I really felt that he how can I say this? He was, Skip when Skip Bourbon retired from being the coach, Skip Bourbon became the athletic director. So he was a Skip Bourbon hire. So I really felt like that he probably had a chance to be better than Skip, but I think he had a couple of lapses as far as him getting to the championship games. And I think he was like 1-3 in the College World Series. He won one and he lost three. So they've had buku talent coming in out of that program, like multiple first round draft picks, multiple, elite pictures. They got one of the top 10 players in the game. Alex Bregman is a dog. You know what I'm saying? That's a top 10, top 15 player in the league, So got Aaron Nola out there in Philly. Yeah, DJ LeMahieu, they got Aaron Noel out there, acing, striking motherfuckers out like it ain't no business. He
Facts.
had a surplus of talent coming through their program, and he did a good job for the most part, man. Other than a few meltdowns he had in the big games, that it's just really hard to manage these 19, 20-year-old kids, man, and pushing the right button sometimes. Sometimes you push them wrong, and sometimes you just don't get the results you're looking for. So he had a great career, man, at LSU. 17 years he had. He made the tournament about, I think, almost every year. He might have missed it twice, if that. So I say him making the NCAA tournament 15 out of 17 years. That's hell of a resume. I think he actually made it to the College World Series. The finals he made it 4 times. I think he made it to the College World Series like 8. So I mean that's a hell of a resume for any coach. So
Yeah, for sure.
farewell to the guy, man. He just wasn't the same after his dad died, man, and he just didn't have the same passion the more he did. And understandable, he's an older guy, he'll ride for the sunset. He'll still be involved in looking for the next coach and everything. Um, it's gonna be good to get some youth in that program, revive it a little bit because they did have a down year.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
One insane stat though. LSU have won the SEC tournament half of the time, 50% of the time that Mainieri was a coach. So 50% of the time that guy won the SEC tournament, SEC championship.
That's a hell of a stat.
It's
And
crazy, bro.
people don't understand this, but the SEC is like a goddamn like a double A ball, bro. Like this, like base. People don't really mess with baseball like that, but baseball in the South is different. Like almost every team in the SEC like made the tournament. Like it was like 2 teams, like in the whole SEC East and SEC West that didn't make the tournament. Like everybody is loaded. Like everybody want to play for Ole Miss, LSU, Mississippi State, Tennessee,
Vanderbilt.
Georgia, Vanderbilt, Florida. Everybody want to play for these programs. Texas A&M,
Yeah.
what I'm saying? They all want to play for these top flight baseball because the money they have and the actual money they put into the programs. People don't care about baseball like that up north. That's why you barely see teams come out like all the championship teams is going to either be in the South, SEC, or in the Big 12. The Big 12 is pretty good at baseball too, with Oklahoma and stuff like that, and Texas. They got some good programs. Rice is pretty good. Those surrounding states and California got a pretty good. Like the West Coast around California and Oregon, they have some pretty good programs too. Like the only team I've seen that even made it, like kind of in the Midwest and up north, was Notre Dame. And Notre Dame, they're a different program. They put money into all their programs. So
Yeah. I think people honestly just baseball as a sport in general. I think people up north might like baseball more. I think a lot of that got to do with the SEC is like the biggest funding for the program. So they get nicer shit, you know what I mean? So you wanna go play for the best coaches with the most money pouring through the program. So I get it, but college baseball, like you'll see a lot of these smaller schools, they be playing too. Like you'll see
yeah, they
UC
come out of
Irvine
nowhere.
pop up and these type
Cal
of
State
schools. Like
Fulton, yeah, it doesn't come out no because it's more of an even playing field. Like once you got the SEC,
yeah,
you'll have these random schools pop up and have a good squad because not everybody can go to SEC. Not everybody can go there.
yeah,
So they pick the best situation for them, and then they get it real good. And baseball is a real team sport, man. Like it's a lot different, man. You have to have a lot of moving components and move together as like one unit because you could have one sucky unit, bro, and it can get fucked up. You can have a 3 great starting pitchers and then your fucking middle relief sucks. Then they blow the fucking game and then you shit out of luck. You know what I'm saying? Or you ain't got a closer. Just shit like that, man. Like you gotta have everything to win, and it's just sometimes you see those older teams. Those teams that got the juniors and seniors like really make a run because they have all the experience.
yeah. That's what's up, man. Well, we definitely keep an eye on the program. I hope whoever they get next can like breathe some new life into it because they did have a down year this year. But shout out to Paul Mainieri, did his thing. Definitely left his mark on the LSU baseball program. So best of luck to him and whatever he do next. Um, so for the next situation, man, I just wanted to kind of talk about at least fit the Pels in because y'all know how I rock with the Pels. But obviously, we in the off season. Playoffs is coming to a close. We getting into that second round. We're going a little deeper. Um, so I feel like it would be a good time to kind of take a look at next season for us and see what type of free agent moves we should hit to make sure that we in the playoffs next season. So I'm gonna go to Jared because I know he had a list of like potential free agents for the next season, so we can see if anybody is a good fit with the roster.
Indeed, Ryan. So you know me. I'm looking for. They got a bunch of potential free agents, but I'm looking for shooters. Pels is in need of shooters in a worse way. So a couple guys I'm looking at here. You have Duncan Robinson, maybe a potential free agent next year off the Miami Heat. You know, he plays sparingly
That would
in
be a
that
hell of a pickup.
rotation.
Hell of a
Uh,
Hell to
pickup.
a sleeper for me, I think he would be a good fit is Spencer Dinwiddie. Now, of course, he's coming off an ACL injury, but I feel like somebody like him can provide some solid leadership and some solid offensive, game. Not only can he play make, but he can definitely create his own shot and shoot. You know what I'm saying when he's healthy. Uh, Another one is Tim Hardaway from Dallas.
definitely.
He's definitely a shooter. The guy can let that bitch go. You know what I'm saying, and not think nothing about it. That's what we need. We need somebody that don't think twice about shooting and just let it go. We need a shooter. And I think that guy can be a hell of a fit next to Zion and offense. Pairing with Bi and Zoe.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
he
saying?
been balling in the playoffs too. Like I think his check it went up. Whatever price his agent had for him is going up because he been playing well in the first round. Came up
Indeed.
big, came up big, saving Luca a couple times.
Yeah, they
So
might not be able to afford him on the off season, bro. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But
Man, we can get Spencer Dinwiddie, man, and
yeah,
Duncan Robinson, bro. That's some two players we can use, man. That
that
that's
will
that could be a
upgrade the
real big
roster
help.
big. I like
facts.
Duncan Robinson. Like he a killer. I don't think is he like a real free agent or does he have like an option for the team to match like Azul got?
Yeah, he's a restricted free agent.
Ah,
So of course,
I don't know. Miami not
Miami.
gonna just let him leave because he's solid. Like that's a
Yeah,
real good player, bro.
yeah. I don't know what they're planning on offering him. But Miami had Tyler Hero just on the bench the whole playoff season.
Hmm.
I don't know why they wasn't playing him, but that's another guy that can shoot.
Ass.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, he
Maybe
not
get some
ass. Let
calls.
me not say he ass. He just a jack. And when a shot not falling, he ain't can't play no defense. So it's like a JJ Redick situation. You're
Yeah,
not hitting your shot. What you on the floor for?
yeah. I mean, they also got a guy like Norman Powell, bro. You know,
Yeah,
solid vet, shooting guard. So he got a play option coming out of Portland. So, maybe that guy might want to come play with Z, provide some nice veteran leadership. He can shoot. You know what I'm saying? He can knock down an open shot, play some
yeah.
good defense. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like, bro, regardless of what the media like put out there, I think New Orleans is a nice potential landing spot for free agents. Like especially when you look at like the players, like the core that they have. So you got Brandon Ingram, who was an all-star. I still think he got robbed this year too, even though he might have not played the best. But Brandon Ingram, Zion, and if they bring Lonzo back, I think that's attractive enough for potential free agents to want to come and play. I really do think we could get a good move.
Yeah, you would think that. I mean, hopefully. I mean, I feel like something like Anthony Davis never did when he was in New Orleans. He never start trying to get people to play with him towards. I mean, not till the end of his tenure in New Orleans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, if he would have started that earlier, maybe it could have been different. But he didn't start actually. Hey, y'all come play with me in New Orleans. You know, he got Julius Randle to come play with him. You know what I'm saying? And I guess he convinced Dell Demps to go after Boogie. You know, his fellow Kentucky guys. But I mean, really, honestly, none of them really helped him win nothing. You know what I'm saying? You should have went after people that can actually help you win. And I
Well,
feel like
Boogie got injured, and that was unfortunate. I think we had a good team that year, like a real good team that year. I don't think we would have won like the championship or nothing, but we definitely had a run. You know what I mean? We had the opportunity to be a legitimate, like, all right, you catch the Pelicans in the first round, it ain't just an easy little sweep. You ain't doing that to the Pels.
Right.
You know what I mean? But Boogie got hurt. And I think at that point AD had already decided he didn't want to be there anyway. So it is what it is. I don't even like talking about that dude, bro. I hate that
fuck
dude.
him. Fuck him.
A beta male, bro. That's what we don't need. But besides that, do we have like anybody else on the list, like potential free agents? Because I know they gotta be like some of those little role player type shooters out there. And I was thinking about what Griff said in that little press conference at the end of the year, man. He basically was like, the problem we had this year was not enough shooting. And he was like, that's a mistake that's not gonna ever happen again. So I think we're gonna have a real active off season. I can't wait till Saints start up again, and then we got the Pels making off season moves. We're gonna have a lot to get to on the show.
Yeah, I mean they got Patty Mills. That guy, he can still provide some solid depth. You know what I'm saying, off the bench, solid point guard. You know what I'm saying? They got Gary Trent Jr., but he's restricted.
God, if they could get Gary Trent Jr., they gotta go after him.
He's a baller.
I like that dude, bro. I'm
restricted.
It's mind blowing that the freaking Trailblazers got rid of him for some Norman Powell. No disrespect to Norman, but Gary Trent Jr. is a baller.
He is.
But I think if they can get Duncan Robinson though, that'll be a good thing because they're probably gonna. Because Miami has some big contracts coming up. They got to figure out they want to pay Bam. They got Jimmy Butler on there. And, they're not going to want to give Duncan Robinson $60 million. I don't think they're going to want to do that. So they're probably going to place like a first-round tender on them. And we got like 3 first-round picks. So we could afford to give a first-round pick and sign Duncan Robinson. You know what I'm saying? So if that's the case, go ahead and do it. Sign it up now to David and go ahead and go.
Yeah. I trust him. I think whatever, like he kind of fed us some bullshit for a while. Especially this season, bro. He had me sold that we was gonna be some contenders, but he fed us some bullshit and I took the bait. But I do trust him that whatever he got going for next year, like it's gonna be a dramatic change. I don't know if it's going to actually work or not, but we're going to be looking at a different team. I think anybody not named Zion and Brandon Ingram is not safe.
You know what I really like, Ron? 2 more people. Probably not likely. But Devontae Graham, he's a restricted free agent. That guy is a baller.
A killer.
And they don't, I don't know how they're going to pay all those guards coming up anyways because they're going to see. They got guards. Yeah, they got guards galore over there. And Brian Forbes. Guy from Milwaukee. Guy that shot like 7 threes and made them back to back. That guy can also shoot. Shooters, bro.
Yeah, that's what we need. And I keep hearing a lot of rumors about Cat to New Orleans. Like, I don't know why that's the recurring rumor. But it's not just like, random Pels Twitter accounts. Like these is, the real media people that cover the team. And it's a lot of people talking about Karl-Anthony Towns potentially to the Pelicans. I think if that happened, bro, we jump to a legit contending team. Like a legit.
But I'm just saying, like, what we got to give up to get Cat, though, man.
Probably a lot.
I don't think we should trade. I don't know, man. He like Anthony Davis to me. He always getting hurt. He always nicked up. You know what I'm saying?
See,
Like
but the
I just
thing
don't.
is, I feel like his situation in um on the Timberwolves is similar to
Minnesota's all worse. You right, man.
yeah, it's similar to when AD was in New Orleans, where Cat had to be or he has to be the number one guy. Like he got D'Angelo Russell, he got a Kogi's nice little you know role supporting cast type
You got
players.
Ant-Man, bro.
Yeah, but I don't think he's one of those people. Like his playing style is not a killer. Like he's not the dude that's going to just give him the ball and clear out and he going to make sure we win the game. But I think in like a secondary role, like behind Zion, behind BI, he would be crazy. He would do like what AD do for the Lakers. Like whatever LeBron can't do, AD fill in and do it. And he do it
And that
well. Be healthy.
and that's cool. But I'm just saying, like, what would you want to give that much for a player that's gonna be third fiddle? You know what I'm saying? Like, if we give up Steven Adams, Eric Bledsoe, and our first, second round, first, or two first round picks, I'm willing to do that. But if we got to start giving up Jackson Hayes and Nikhil Alexander Walk and Kyle Lewis, I'm not feeling that at all.
Yeah, nah, they can't. They
Yeah,
can't do that.
if we have to include a young player like that, I'm not interested
Yeah.
because I think if Jackson will go over there and start and fucking average fucking 17 and 11, and I'm not gonna be happy about that. So I rather
Yeah.
not just.
I
Motherfucker
think
put
he
AD.
capable of averaging more too. That's another thing that I did want to talk about. We might as well talk about it now since we ain't really got nothing on the on the list. But what y'all think the odds of Jackson Hayes starting next season?
If Steven Adams moves, he's definitely starting. So
Not,
I think that Griff wants to move Steven Adams for the spacing purpose. So I think if he moves him, like he's definitely starting.
yeah. Well, I think you got to move Steven Adams like that. It has to be done, in my opinion. Just from what I saw, especially late with the injuries and everything, like you just got to move him. He obviously not gonna work with what you're trying to do. Um, Now the question is, do they try to pursue somebody to fill in the starting role, or do they trust Jackson? And I say they should definitely trust Jackson. I think they should. Like
I
I
said,
think
Trey.
the guy showed that he can potentially be a legit stretch big. I know it was a small sample size, but random stat, Jackson Hayes led the Pels in 3-point field goal percentage this past season.
You sure did, and
Like
that
48%.
you sure did,
Small
and
sample size. He only shot like a clip of like two a game, and it was in like that second half of the year. But still, he showed potential of being a legitimate stretch big. And I like the new word they use in his vertical spacing. He might be one of the best vertical spacers in the league if that's like a real thing. Like if we measuring vertical spacing, I think I can't think of nobody outside of maybe dude in Boston. What's dude name with the dreads? They center.
Robert
Robert
Williams.
Williams.
Yeah, he
Well, Robert
might be
Williams
the
can't really shoot though.
yeah, but I'm saying like as far as vertical spacing, he might be the only
Yeah,
dude that could
Yeah,
hang
he
with
can dunk.
Jackson Hayes. But I don't know. I like Jackson. I think they need to commit to Jax though. Like they gotta let him know like this is your role. I
Yeah,
hope they do that next year, but
definitely
we'll
give
see,
him a
man.
chance.
And I guess we can wrap it up. I know we got one more thing. It's not really Louisiana sports, but um, what y'all think about the fight?
Brian,
Tyron Woodley and Jake Paul got announced.
they about to tear his ass.
Come on, Jared. Come
Cat
on,
up,
man.
cat up.
I think he met his match, Jared. He met his match.
Hey, I hope.
And Vegas got the nerve to put him as a fucking underdog. Like Ben Askren ain't fought in like 4 years, and he was fat and out of shape. And he fought Ben Askren was never a striker. The motherfucker was a
Yeah,
wrestler.
yeah,
Like you fighting a motherfucker that throw hands now. So and you find a motherfucker that's young and still in shape.
Yeah.
Like they about to fuck Jake Paul
Not
up,
just
man.
in shape, he's in fighting shape. Because
Yeah,
that's
they
like
about to
totally
fuck.
different shape.
Telling y'all,
Tyron
bro.
Woodley
That's
just fought recently.
what I'm
And he's
saying.
still active. He's still in the gym. Like Jake Paul is about to finally get embarrassed. I think so. It's gonna be like brutal, my nigga. Like brutal.
Hey,
Like I
I
think
hope so. I hope so. Because I'm tired of his ass talking like he built like that, bro.
Just like Floyd about to tap on his brother ass. Floyd about to beat the fuck out of Logan Paul, and then Jake Paul and get his ass worked out on next.
Hey, who does these guys think he is, though, bro? Like, honestly, like,
I don't know.
who?
I respect it though. They came
There's
in
some
and got a
YouTubers, bro.
bag,
They,
bro.
they, they got YouTube followers, bro. So they got fucking millions of fucking YouTube followers. So I mean, if they broadcast that shit, like they got that's free advertising. So they're a big draw.
Yeah. Well, I don't even think it's free advertisement. I think it's like the boxing is the main bag. Like they done came in and got at least what 10, 15, 20 M's just in the
Yeah,
little
bro.
short time they've been fighting.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I'm
that's
saying?
crazy.
Like
That's crazy.
that's they making real athlete money and they not really real athletes.
That's the
Which
most
which
mind-boggling thing right
they
there,
are
bro.
training though. Like I give them that. That is respectable in itself. Where like to put yourself through getting in fight shape, that's not
Yeah,
easy. You know what I mean?
But I feel like that's just a slap in the face to guys that's been doing this, like preparing
well,
their whole fucking life just to
Yeah,
get on TV, just to get it as an undercard. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
yeah,
On TV, and these YouTubers that all of a sudden that just wanna, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and decide to box, and now
yeah,
they on freaking pay-per-view main cards now. Like, what the fuck? Like, come on,
yeah.
dude.
right.
Well,
You can't be
the
do
crazy
that, bro.
thing about that is though is like whenever you one of those like unknown boxers grinding trying to get seen, like you need the platform to give you an opportunity. Like they were the platform. Like they just went to Triller and was like, "Yo, we setting this up." You know what I mean? And it worked.
Yeah, I
People
guess.
want to see it. People buy
I
it. So
want I want to see Jake Paul after. I'm pretty sure Woodley gonna knock his ass out. But
There you go.
I
Got it
want to see
again.
him. Oh, there you go. There you go. I want to see him fight one of these young, hungry fighters. The one of these fighters that he's taking the spotlight from and taking their fights. I want to see that. I want to see him fight a young gun that's hungry and want to make a fucking example out of his ass.
well,
That's what I want to see.
the thing about that is they not gonna do it because in order for the pay-per-views to sell, you gotta fight somebody else that people want to see fight too.
Yeah,
You know what I
true.
mean? So it's like that's why they specifically going after these people that got a name. Cause like Ben Askren was respected in MMA. Like he was a
Yeah,
legit UFC fighter. He fought in big fights. You know what I mean? So people knew who Ben Askren was, and he knew that like everybody was waiting to see what can he do against a real fighter. And Ben Askren was just real enough to where it would draw in a crowd, but he wasn't good enough to actually win. You know what I mean? Like he just didn't have hands.
This
So
guy was seen laughing after the fight. He
yeah,
collected his bag and left. Him and his wife were celebrating.
yeah. Well,
Celebrating after a loss.
I heard that one of these other podcasts that I listened to, man, the guy he actually like close friends with Ben, and he said he called Ben to see if he actually like threw the fight on purpose, like if that was his thing where he was just not gonna prepare and go in there and lose and collect the bag, and apparently Ben Askren was really hurt about it, like he was really like upset that he got embarrassed by a YouTuber, like he really trained and tried to win, he just didn't have the hands. So I think to some extent Jake Paul might be a little legit. And I don't know if that's true or not, because I feel like if I'm Ben Askren, I would say that too. Like you gotta say that. But I don't know. I do think that Jake Paul, like these Paul brothers, they are training for real. Like they might not be the
yeah.
best boxers, but they legit. Like they taking the training part serious. So I'm curious to see what'll happen. Because if he
Bro,
even hang with Tyron Woodley, I'm gonna be surprised. Like I'm gonna be shocked. I'm
bro.
expecting a first round knockout from Tyron.
I
Real
wouldn't
talk.
say I'm calling third round KO. Cause I mean I think Jake Paul is a better fighter than Logan. I think Jake Paul has a lot more skill in him. So I think maybe he could have maybe avoided a couple of punches and everything. But I think by the third round, I'm calling a stoppage. I think
I
Tyron gonna be his ass.
I don't
And
I don't see that.
I just think just hand speed and strength, Tyron has a big advantage to me.
And
You know,
fight experience.
yeah,
Like Jake Paul, he been having fights. Don't get me wrong. He's obviously sparring and training, and he had whatever 3 4 fights under his belt. But Tyron Woodley has been fighting at the highest level
but
possible for a long time, bro. And he not Ben Askren. You're not fighting somebody that wrestle. Like this dude is a striker. Like he was known for his striking. It took Tyron a while to even develop his ground game in the MMA. Like
hmm
initially he was a boxer that fought in the UFC. You know what I mean? So I'm expecting a first round knockout from Tyron. Anything less than that, I'm disappointed. I really think Tyron is on that level to first round KO. I
Hey,
really
it's
do.
a
I really
reason
believe that.
why the guy is favored in Vegas, Ron.
Man,
That's all I'm saying.
they doing that because he's been winning fights.
yeah,
They
because
they probably look at Tyron and think like, oh, he washed because he lost his last few fights. But man, you got to
yeah,
realize Tyron been fighting pound for pound top 10 fighters in the world, bro. Like
facts.
this
And they
ain't
take it,
Jake Paul.
and they've been taking him to the ground. Like he ain't been getting his ass knocked out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Well,
they,
Usman,
They
Usman did him dirty.
they punished him, Dan. They punished.
Usman did him dirty. Did
They
him dirty.
yeah,
punished him.
yeah. That's Usman though. He had the champ.
Yeah.
I mean,
That was a title
I
fight.
would. I wouldn't say Tyron is outside his prime. I just think that he need to refine that hunger again. I mean, I don't know. I just think that he's not as he's just as talented as Usman to me. I mean, but he had his time. He held the belt for a while, man. He was dominant. Like
Yeah.
Tyron Woodley was a dominant lightweight.
Yeah, for
You know what I'm
sure.
saying? So it's not like he was no fucking scrub. The motherfucker had like 5 title defenses. Like, so what you want, boy? Go sit down. I'm gonna
He
talk to you
checked
later. Go
Doc.
sit down.
They check him.
Yeah, but I think Tyron he definitely is past his prime, but I don't think that mean he's
He's
like
not old.
done.
Yeah,
Yeah, he not
washed up.
done. He not completely like finished with yet, and that's bad for Jake Paul.
So what they're
Jake
gonna
Paul
do?
first round KO. I'm calling it here. I'm gonna clip this so when it happened, y'all can remember. So if y'all listening to this, man, y'all go to the sports book, put in the bet. First round KO, Tyron
First
Woodley over
round.
Jake Paul, man.
So what
It's a
you're
love
gonna do
must round.
whenever Jake Paul put Tom Woodley on his
He's
ass?
not. He's not. There's no way.
I don't know about that.
Tyron Woodley done been there before. Jake Paul ain't never been there.
Yeah.
Tyron Woodley done been on the other end of getting knocked the fuck out. You know what I mean?
I'm
He got
telling you, bro.
experience.
Once he takes that power, Ben Askren couldn't punch. Like he
Yeah.
could not punch. Like he was not a striker.
So Nick
Tyron really gonna
Roberts.
put let Tyron really hit them reels once or twice with that power, with that torque he got. Tell him, bro.
You
Yeah.
know
He
what
would
I
think
need?
twice.
It's different from Ben Askren, bro. Ben Askren
I
Yeah.
was out here shaped like like a
Looking
16-year-old
like
fat kid.
uncle.
a mini butter bean.
Facts,
Yeah.
man.
They had a
And
goddamn
Tyron Woodley
pot
gonna
belly.
come out here yoked up, chiseled
Facts.
as fuck. He gonna be ready, bro. He gonna be
And he
ready.
ready, and he gonna be ready to knock something out because he ain't knocked him out in a long time. So it's gonna be real.
Yeah. It's gonna
I
be easy
need
work, bro. First round KO. Y'all heard it first on Behind the Boot podcast, a Louisiana sports podcast. You heard me?
I
First
need
round KO, man.
Tyron
Guaranteed.
Woodley. I need
Okay,
Tyron
one
to flush
more thing, bro. One more thing.
to flush it.
We got another big fight coming. Wilder and Fury. So I'm putting by 100, putting about 150 dollars on Wilder to go ahead and get the W.
I don't know,
Get me some
Dan.
easy money.
Oh, damn, please.
Tyson Fury is a better boxer. He got to
Tyson
catch Tyson.
Fury is about to
Deont-
tear his ass.
Deontay is minus 365. It was like 375. So I'm gonna put
Nah,
$100.
Vegas is out their mind.
Oh, and I did mine here.
Make me a little change.
I'm gonna go put some money on Fury then.
Oh yeah. Then were we watching two different boxing matches here? Because Tyson Fury outboxed the fuck out of Deontay Wilder. Like it was no type of competition at all. Like They tore his ass.
He was tired. He had that big costume.
Thing is, bro, is
Okay.
Deontay Wilder the whole career he spent his time fighting other heavyweights that move like traditional heavyweights. Tyson Fury actually has defensive movement. He know how to parry. He know how to block. If Deontay can't catch you with one of them haymakers, he can't outbox you. And Tyson Fury is a better boxer than Deontay Wilder. So
Yeah.
Miles better.
you just gotta hope that you catch him.
But you
12
gotta
rounds is a
understand
long
something about
fight.
but you gotta understand something about Deontay, bro. Like I really think he was a little too overconfident in that fight he went against Fury. I think he underestimated because he felt that he won the first fight, which I think he knocked out Fury. I think that the ref, because Fury was on the ground for 4 seconds before he started counting, and that was ridiculous to me. So I really think Wilder won the fight. So that being said, he thought he was going to knock him out again, and Fury, went back and watched the tape that sat on him for a while, and he literally did everything he was supposed to do and avoid him, and he frustrated him, and Wilder was tired. He was swinging at air the whole time. He wasn't hitting him. He wasn't doing nothing, and he literally, you know what I'm saying? So I think Wilder got a chance, man. He went back to the drawing board and started training a little bit and got some boxing skills. I think athletically and speed wise, Deontay is miles over top of Tyson Fury. So if he develops some more boxing skills, I think he can give him a better match and possibly win the fight if he's patient.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to look for that big shot early. You know what I'm saying? He needs to work on the jab, set him up, and everything because he's fighting one of the best heavyweights that we've seen in a long time. Fury as far as defensive mechanism, him be able to parry, and his movement skills, his head movement. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna have to figure out a way to get inside and use his strength and speed against Tyson Fury, and not just fucking sit there and swing goddamn haymakers the whole game, the whole fucking fight, and get tired out. So I give him a chance.
Yeah, I mean, I think he got potential to figure it out. I'm sure he understand that he need an actual boxing strategy. He can't just overpower Tyson Fury. But we'll talk more about it when it get closer to the fight, man. Y'all go ahead and tell the people where they can find y'all at.
Look at DJ Go on Twitter and Instagram. Look at _DJ Go GEUX and Popillion on Facebook, man.
Yes, sir. Y'all go follow my boy Dan. Jerrette, tell the people where they can find you at.
Jerrette Popillion on Facebook. I'm the only Jerrette in the whole world. Go with the
only
flow.
One Jerrette.
Facts. Go with _the flow on Twitter. That's where your boys at.
That's a big bet, man. Y'all go follow my boy Jerrette. And if y'all trying to follow me, it's at Lil Doom SG, Twitter, Instagram. Y'all let us know what y'all thought about the takes, man. If y'all agree with it, y'all let us know. Let us know how y'all enjoyed it. And if y'all disagree, shit, we always down to debate, man. We'll catch y'all next week on Behind the Boot.
Yeah. Bum, bum, bum.